Hi, Lisa again here. Just wanted to do a wee video just looking at different ways you can like track things to do with your health. Main focus on mental health, but just different things you can use to write in. Doesn't have to be every day. There's ones that I use that are every day. Sometimes some are not every day. Some is just I do when I feel like it. So let's just kick this off. So a couple of things that I use weekly, so I fill them in daily, is a thing called the BACE, with a C, not an S. But it's a weekly activity diary, so you're looking at different things you're doing throughout the week. So I've got a wee example here. So body care, that's things like exercise, healthy eating, treating illness, rest and sleep. So putting something in for each day. As you can see this week that I was doing meditation and I did it every day, so that was my thing, and then I've just added wee little things in, so self-care day, so things like that. The next bit is achievement, so work, chores, study, whatever you're up to. I was on placement at this time, so I was working. Connect with others, so that's people that you've spoke to on that day. I always try and reach out to at least one person a day. But more often than not I speak to a few people. It just depends. And then the last bit is enjoyment. So play, fun, pleasure. So whatever you do for enjoyment. Back then I was doing a peak game, brain training game. I don't do that anymore. But just a way of keeping track of things that you're doing. And I will admit there is days I didn't fill it in, but I didn't feel bad for not filling it in, if that makes sense. Something else that I like to do is track my sleep. So I use a sleep diary. These are available on getselfhelp.com. There's loads of sheets on there that you can, and they're free to print. You can download them, print them. This is another one, so the sleep diary. So it does look like quite a lot to fill in, but the grey part, this top bit, you're filling in before you go to bed, and the bottom part you're filling in, the bottom part you're filling in when you get up in the morning. Oh, lost for words today. So you're just sort of asleep. It also looks at your mood as well. So you're rating your mood level during the day. So you're rating it between 0 and 10. 0 is really good, 10 is the worst it has been. And underneath that then you're doing your fatigue, which is the same again, 0 to 10, 0 being best, 10 being the worst. Any naps that you've taken through the day, it's perfectly okay to take a nap if you need one. Your activity level during the day, so again 0 is least active, 10 is most active, so it's kind of similar to the other ones. And the next bit is like looking at your caffeine, nicotine, alcohol intake during the day and during the evening. I fill in that. I smoke at the moment, but I am stopping. You also put in what time you went to bed, so mark down the time that you got into bed, and then you leave it until the next morning. So when you wake up in the morning, there's like another set of questions. I think there's 7. So again, it's what did you do in bed? So did you read, watch TV, what did you do? What time you put the lights out. So generally I put the lights out just as I fill this in. Not always though, it just depends on my mood, and I don't sleep great a lot of the time. Sometimes I'll sleep really good for a period of time and then I'd get really bad sleep patterns for a while after that. How long, so it says how long before you fell asleep, so obviously it's just going to be an average because you can't time exactly how long it takes you to fall asleep, I don't think, but like on average how long you think it takes you to fall asleep. Underneath that is the number of times that you woke up, so how many times you sort of woke up during the night. You might not always remember when you've woken up and things like that, but just write down how many times you wake up. How long you slept, so number of hours that you think you've slept. And then the last one is how rested you feel. So on a scale of 0 to 10 again, 0 being least rested, 10 being the most rested. So you rate kind of how you feel in the morning, but give yourself a bit of time to wake up before you do this. Also within this is I do a diary, I'm not going to let you read it, I do a little bit of something for each day. So as you can see in that one, some days it's little, other days it's quite a lot. just depends on my mood. But I don't always do it every day. Again, that really depends on my mood, but I don't feel bad for not doing it every day. For a period of time as well, I used to do like a weekly roundup, so just a little bit in to round up my week. So yeah, so that's one of the things that I use. Another thing that I use is, because I have panic disorder, so I use a panic diary. Not so much now. I did for a period of time when I was getting more than usual, and you just write in sort of what happened, what the sensations were, if you had any negative thoughts, what they were, what your answer to the negative thought was, and what the behaviour and consequences were of that. So, like, what did you do, what happened as a result of the panic attack, and you're writing down how long roughly the panic attack lasted as well. So that's one that I found really good. So somebody with panic disorder, it's not necessary to keep in track of it, but I like to. My activities, so another bit is activities. I don't do all of this all the time. I go through phases where I do a little bit of each. Sometimes I'll just focus on one area, not the other. So this is not something I do every day at all of what I'm showing you. So here's activities. So I've got my walking, sound baths, which I'm not getting just now. There's hardly any in there because can't have them at the moment due to lockdown. But hopefully they will be restarting again soon. Another one that I haven't done it since November. I didn't really like it. An OCD habit tracker. So again, I have OCD. So I have quite specific things that I like to do. So checking things, counting. So I just wanted to keep track of it for a while, but found that it was like, I wasn't good at keeping track of it because my OCD didn't like me doing that. Yeah, something else as well is a gratefulness journal. So this is just one that I have. So you can just make up your own one as well, like just writing down, maybe thinking of at least 3 things that you're grateful for in that day. So with this one, it doesn't really tell you how many you need to write, but on each page, so you get an inspirational quote, you get, well, that's where you write your date. You can reflect on the day, what you're grateful for, any challenges in the day, and any goals that you set out to achieve. So again, this is something that's just, it's not for everybody. I don't do this every day. Try and aim for at least once or twice a week to do this. But yeah, it's just, there's lots and lots of different ways you can track your mental health and things like that. And this is just stuff that I use. So everybody is different. I've not done these this year, but I stopped doing them in December, but I still think they're really, really good to do. Is mood trackers. So it's quite colourful. So different colour symbolises each kind of mood. So I've got a chart that I use, but you can use any colours you want. You can attach any colour to any mood yourself, whatever suits you. So yeah, that's something else that I do. But I just wanted to kind of, talk about a few things that I do that they might help somebody, they might not, but if they help at least one person, it's my job done. So yeah, have a look at them, different things you can do. Yeah, have a bash with it, see what you think. See you next time. Bye.